Okay, let me show you what I'm running into. This is the code that we used to use, but we needed to divorce ourselves from the model ID restriction and tie it instead to the parent category. Now here is the new SQL query which you have supplied us. Category ID is generated dynamically. And here is the application we've created that we're using it with. If I click on root mall category ID 295, everything works as expected. We get 5,578 rows. This shows us the query that's being used, and we've got our hierarchy of information the way that we expect it to. No problem. However, when I click on root vessels, which I haven't given you that data, model ID is 70 on that, category ID is number 2, which is what you would care about, and I click on that. One of the things that jump out right away is the count of rows is only 30. We've got 142 records, I believe, that should be coming up that are not. We also notice that the boat category has no subcategories underneath it. Now let me show you the MySQL query. This is the actual data that we from the database. So you'll notice boat category, the same one that shows up here that has no children, is category ID 168. We see above it in category ID 6 and 65 that they indeed have a parent category of 168. So maybe it's because this category ID is smaller than that category ID that maybe it surprises the code, but it is failing to pull all the data as a result. All of these other categories look normal. These are the way they're supposed to be. And the other thing I guess I noticed is boat category appears on the bottom using your code, but when I change the code so that it reflects the old code, we get the correct order of things. So if I click on vessels, boat category, and it appears that is happening because each one of these have an option order by. So for instance, this would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then within them, this would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can show you that on the SQL code. For instance, let me pull this alongside so you can see it more graphically. If we go to engine type, here we see that the option order by is set to 0, so we know where that's going to appear. Boat category is option number 1, is order by 1, option order by, and hull material behind that, fuel type behind that, newer used behind that. Now if we go to electric, we can see electric here, 155.1 matches up with this. It shows as number 1 in the order by, inboard 2, outboard 3, and other 4, so that's in the same order. Whatever's the lowest to the highest in here is how they should appear in the stacking order. So if you could take a look at that code, and I'd like to see if you've got a solution for it. I'm going to go ahead and attach the export for the vessels. If you can just import that data into the table that you've already created, and see if you can figure out why that query does not work predictably in this other data set, because it certainly should. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.